Hi, my name is Emma Butters with Troop 8387 Christ Episcopal School in Covington, Louisiana, and I am looking to go into scenic design, but I also have background in costume, scenic painting, props, etc. Starting off with my Ride the Cyclone scenic design, the two main things that I had in my head when I was brainstorming this were I want it to look like the trash chute of a carnival, and I thought it would be really, really cool if the proscenium was like the top of a carousel. So to do that, you'll see I have like a broken down Ferris wheel car, trash bags, wood pallets, all that kind of stuff. Ride the Cyclone is a very comedic, like fun show, but it also addresses a lot of really like super dark topics. So I felt like having a lot of colors, but also having the colors be dull and a little desaturated fit with the vibe really well. And throughout the show, these characters are kind of sort of like presenting their case as to why they should be the ones to be revived. So I thought it would make sense to have like a platform center focal point that's kind of like a stage within the stage. On to my costume for Phantom of the Opera. All the medallions you'll see are laser cut and then hand beaded. There's also beading around the neckline. For the show, this particular costume, there is a quick change. It has to go from one person to the next fairly quickly. So I tried to make the fasteners really like loose, like they come off real quick. So the bodice is just like a simple zipper. The skirt is a zipper and a hook and bar. And the little apron bustle thing is just 2 hooks and bars. My costume for Mr. Fox from Fantastic Mr. Fox is my most recent costume, and I had a lot of fun with it. Mr. Fox, in my mind, is a fairly eccentric character, but not in the way we typically use eccentric, more like just spontaneous. So I thought the kind of like mixing patterns, maximalism aesthetic would go really well with his type of character. I really wanted it to be a more artsy type of costume. Before I did anything else, before I even cut it, I fused interfacing to the wrong side of the vest fabric, just to try to prevent the fraying, and I think that really helped in the long run. I think it would have been a lot more of a struggle if I hadn't have done that. The mask is made from Warpa. I just used a mannequin head to shape it and then glued the fabric and fur on. I just painted the warbler right here. I did Mod Podge on the nose, and then around the eyes, nose, and ears, I used pastels to kind of give it a little darker shade, just to give it a little more depth. Last but not least is my Les Mis scenic design. It's my most recent scenic design and my first one to be realized. It is currently in the process of being built, and the show dates are March 27th through 29th. I worked very closely with my technical director on this one, and I had to go back and edit things multiple times, as you do. The main instance that comes to mind is on Jean Valjean's house. I had an initial design that I really liked, but my technical director thought it looked too poor, so I ended up just drawing 3 different versions and asking her to pick one, so that's what we did. I had a lot of fun experimenting with the textures and painting this one. I just used a mixture of sand and paint, and then once that dried, I went in with a sponge and all that jazz. Unfortunately, we're not able to do the actual texture in the realized design, so we'll just be stamping on the bricks. I definitely had a lot of fun specifically painting this model because dirtying, aging, weathering, that's just my thing. I love doing that with scenic painting. I love doing that in my models. I love doing that with the props. It's my favorite thing. Theater has been such a driving force on my journey of self-discovery throughout my high school career. I've had numerous leadership positions throughout high school, most of which being in student council, but my favorite of which being an STO, a state thespian officer for Louisiana Thespians. As an STO, I got to see my impact not only on my friends and classmates, but my peers and other teenagers interested in theater, hundreds of which that go to Thespian every year. I'm so grateful for the opportunities that theater has provided me thus far, and not only theater, but my theater department specifically. And I can't wait to see what new experiences, challenges, opportunities present themselves on my journey to pursue my passions in technical theater.